Welcome to the Legends in Detail podcast episode
You always add.
Yeah, we gotta stop just adding that in.
13,
Yeah.
14, 12. It's one of them.
Five.
It's in the early teens.
17.
No one's watched.
No,
I feel like
it's
all of
definitely
them
not
to know,
17.
so no, we could say
We're
whatever.
just throwing numbers around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Dude, we
Like,
should
what-
tell them it's like episode 50 just to make ourselves like feel
Yeah.
more established.
We'll
Yeah.
have to give them something.
It's like, oh, there's only like just start Tim Duncan at like number 35.
Yeah.
And, like then they think that like, oh, they just don't have the first 35 podcasts on Google Podcasts.
Yeah. No, I don't like that idea.
I don't like it.
I don't think we should do that. No. Well, so what? We're doing Shaq, right? Shaquille O'Neal,
Is that who we're doing?
the big
Nah,
Aristotle,
yeah, so we're doing Shaq.
the big
Aristotle.
Diesel, the big Cactus.
Why is he the big Aristotle? Is it because of his way with words?
That would have to be it, right? What
Was
else?
that Aristotle's thing? I think we'd have to go back and look.
Aristotle was the philosopher dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
he
a
was wrong
philosopher.
as hell too about like
Well, that would
everything.
match Shaq because I feel like he has a lot to say. but,
Yeah.
like, I feel like he's wrong most often.
You know what's so sad about like Shaq is when you type in Shaq on YouTube, it's 90% like his TV show and 10%
Shaq
his
and Fool?
highlight. Not even that, but like TNT, yeah. it's like 10% his highlights. Like everyone has forgotten who Shaq was as a player, and it's just him as a.
He does an incredible
Personality.
job marketing himself.
He really
that's for
does,
sure.
dude. He's
Didn't he
in
just
everything.
buy, him and I think another company, or a company he just has like interest in. I don't know, but they just bought Reebok for. I wish I had the numbers now that I mentioned it, but he was signed with them like a long ass time ago.
I did not know that until now.
Yeah, that's when he went to the Shaq brand that you'll see maybe at Walmart still, I believe. If you see him.
Yeah,
Like I haven't seen any recently.
I
They were fire,
actually-
though, when I was a kid.
I actually watched the interview with him, and they were kind of ragging on him because of his shoes. But if you look at it, no center in the NBA has really ever sold shoes. Like it's
Dwight
big-
could have sold shoes.
Dwight
yeah.
maybe could have
yeah.
Why
sold
didn't
shoes. I don't know, man. It was just so quick for him, you know. Like
Mhm.
after he
They
left
should
Orlando,
like only sell size 15 and up.
yeah,
Back then, I felt like you couldn't sell defense as much as today. I mean, like if you weren't getting
Yeah.
MVPs and scoring points, like
Yeah, no, I mean,
with
you know,
Kobe in the
the,
league and like
the-
everybody at the time, like they didn't care about. They're like nice block. Back to Kobe highlights.
yeah,
I think with Shaq though, his shoes did get popular over in China, and I think I forgot if he said 250,000 or 250 million, but he sold like a crap load of shoes. It's just no one here wears it because Jordan kind of dominates the market. But I mean, it is what it is.
What do you think? Like the Shaq, or does he have like a logo of him in a similar way to like Jordan?
Yeah, it's him hanging off the rim, like
Yeah,
his
the
two
Shaq
hands.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Now I.
He sells
It looked
socks
cool.
too.
As a kid, when I saw them, I thought they were cool. I
It
mean,
should be like shards of glass raining down on him.
yeah, it should have been something a little more impressive. But he was working with not much at the time. I can imagine they look like a New Balance, like a
Yeah.
white dad one kind of deal, but with a bald man absolutely yamming on there,
Yeah.
which was cool. But like to middle-aged white man, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like something like when your uncle forgets to get you something, so he's like at Walmart and he's like, "Oh, he likes basketball." He just
Yeah.
grabs a pair of Shaq socks. Here you go, size 20. You have to use it as a sock puppet.
What?
Because you can't put it. It's too big to put on your foot, so you have to do the sock puppet.
Oh, okay.
It was a reach. It was a reach, that's for sure. Dude, that had to be during that time, though, because he came in 1992, number one pick, by the way, out of LSU. But when he came in, that had to be like such an exciting time if you're a basketball fan, because you had Jordan. He was just going on his run. He had only won one championship.
Mhm.
You had Shaq coming into the league. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, like Charles
Really?
Barkley.
Hakeem was still.
Hakeem won 2 rings in 94 and 95. So his peak years were 94 and 95. Shaq came in 92.
Oh, okay.
Hakeem actually beat Shaq in the NBA Finals, swept him.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. But Shaq played very well in that finals. It's just his team. Actually, in game one, Orlando was down by like 1 or 2, and Nick Anderson went to the free throw line and somehow got 4 free throws and missed all 4 of them, and they lose. And he went from being like a 20-point a game scorer down to like 8 for like the rest of his career after that. He never shook that.
The 3-point shooting?
No, not that guy. Is another Nick Anderson back in the 90s.
Maybe this Nick Anderson's not even Nick Anderson. It was just Anderson.
I know you, Chris Anderson.
Chris Anderson.
I think it's Chris. It might be Nick Anderson.
Was he playing with like them?
Dude,
goodness.
Ryan Anderson. It was Ryan Anderson. That's who you're talking about.
We're gonna go through all the names and then just like
it was Ryan because he played for Houston, and that dude was a beast. I think statistically,
the Bobcats games we used to go to, like me and Sam would always go to like the ones we could like. They were not like
good games. $25 lower deck,
right? And I remember watching the Magic there one day, and I was like,
yeah, he was on that team.
We're gonna at least be in the game. No, he dropped like 36 from just the 3-point line,
dude.
And it was.
Yeah, I remember that motherfucker.
And
he was the real deal.
Like if he got hot from 3, it was wild.
I think his wife tried to commit suicide or did commit suicide.
No.
Yeah, so like that's why I think he had to take like a break in his career because of that.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I never knew anything of him outside of that. He really upset me when he came to town.
The same thing with Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's wife had a brain tumor, so he stepped away for a while.
Yeah. Wow. See, I just thought he'd been in the league forever because, like, he has been. But, like, I wouldn't have missed him. He was on the Sixers for forever.
Yeah, and then on the Pelicans.
The Pelicans, that was the one in between. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, I completely forgot about him. I only really knew about him because I played NBA My Player in, like, 2K14, and I was on the Sixers, and I was like, oh, Drew Holiday. And then when I saw him again on a championship team, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's amazing how he's still like almost as good as he was 10 years ago.
He made a brand for himself. He's gonna be a really, really scrappy defender, and that's exactly what the Bucks needed.
Yeah, that was decent playmaker.
Never been a great shooter, but I mean,
yeah,
everything else that he does.
You get what you get.
I like him.
Sure.
I think he's a top 10 point guard. Like,
I don't know enough about him. Like. Outside of just watching, to be honest, I just watched like the finals.
How was he on the Olympics team? Like, was he?
There was a few people.
Was he one of the main guys, or
who?
The Olympic team, Drew Holiday.
I don't think he's one of the main guys.
Yeah.
I didn't watch much Olympic basketball.
Yeah,
I think.
No, me neither.
Who left? Who were the ones that left? Like early in the tournament, there was a couple of them left, and they brought more people over because of that reason.
Oh yeah.
I forgot who it was.
You're like. Michael, what is the main dude's name? Like D'Angelo or like Mike Colangelo or
Mike Colangelo,
something like that. He was like talking a bunch of shit about Kevin Love,
know.
like basically like saying that he acted like he wanted to be on the team and then just didn't put in any work, just shitting on him. Yeah.
Oh man, free Kevin Love, man. Get him on another team.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he said something about he wants to stay.
Well, yeah, because he's about to get $60 million guaranteed. And he can't get that money nowhere else.
Yeah,
it's sad though, dude. Like,
I think he's just accepted where he is in life.
Yeah, I would like to see give him one more run.
Huh?
One more run. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
Because I still think he can. Dude, Kevin Love at one time was. He's always been as soft as cottonelle tissue, but
for sure.
I mean,
that spotlight wasn't on him. I didn't know that.
I mean, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't be that soft up the amount of rebounds he got at Minnesota. I mean, I get.
No, in Minnesota, he was not soft.
He was not soft in Minnesota, but he did turn soft.
In Cleveland, he was. Yeah. But I think a lot of that's because they wanted him to do that. They wanted him to be a 3-point.
And I think that's misunderstood.
Yeah, it's the same way with Bosch. I understood it because I saw Bosch go through it.
And honestly, the better role for Kevin Love would have been as a rebounder on those Cleveland teams, I think.
I think
he just never shot well enough from 3 to justify.
Never did.
Because you're bringing him away from the boards when you bring him out there.
And when he did get in the post, he had some moves. I mean, it wasn't like, he's no Olajuwon, but like he wasn't bad.
I mean, just, for a superstar, if you want to, I mean, he was a superstar.
In Minnesota, he was close.
He just wasn't, he was just slow for as far as superstars go, but I mean, he had a pretty complete offensive repertoire. Yeah,
and he was I think he was heavy in Minnesota, and I think that benefited him to have that weight on him.
Yeah.
When he came to Cleveland, he got really skinny.
Tried to turn into a 3 or something.
Yeah, and he just wasn't. It just didn't. I don't think it worked. Like I think he was better when he was in Minnesota
because he lost all that weight, but he didn't get much faster.
No, he didn't, and I don't know. And then he was dealing with like injuries, and then he wasn't really fitting in with LeBron, and then But hey, he did play solid defense on Steph Curry in Game 7, so I will give him that. But that's all I'm giving him. Dude, what about Ben Simmons? Like,
his trade request,
dude.
Yeah, I mean, he just. I don't know. You think they're going to trade him? You think they're going to find a trade?
My thing is they have 4 years on his contract. Call his bluff. Yeah. I mean, he honestly, like, I feel like he put himself in this situation. Like, if he'd have shot,
he doesn't want to face up to the fan base.
Yeah, I feel like if he would have shot 50% from the free throw line, I don't think anyone would have. That's what Ben Simmons does. He shot the worst percentage of all time in the playoffs.
He just probably feels like he needs to hit the restart button somewhere.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, his feelings are decimated.
Yeah.
Did you see the scenes outside of in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
That was. I mean, they were like burning jerseys. You know how.
Are.
And they throw jerseys on the ground. Dudes were like, this guy was doing a TikTok or whatever it was, and he was like, I mean, in tears. Like, this was not a joke. And was screaming, just cursing him out. And somebody had thrown a jersey on the ground while he ran over and like just stomping it. And like people were like, get him out of here! Get him out of here!
Yeah, I mean
that has to hurt you. I don't care how tough.
No, dude, I mean, I don't blame Ben Simmons for okay. Should he have shot better from the free throw line? Yes, but he didn't. And at this point, like I do feel bad for him.
Yeah,
because nobody deserves to. No. That is like a lot to deal with.
He shouldn't be getting like he did play bad, and I didn't like what the franchise did. They asked Doc Rivers, can he be a starting point guard on championship team? He goes, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah,
threw him under the bus.
You don't say that.
Joel Embiid later on threw him under the bus when they asked him when the game changed, and he pointed out the one play that Ben sent, So it's like that didn't help anything. And then my thing is now though is you request a trade out, and then if you were the GM, who I think Daryl Morey is the GM of the 76ers. It's like, all right, he wants out. He doesn't want to be here. He's just coming off one of the worst playoff runs he's ever had. Like, now I'm gonna have to trade him and lose the trade because no one wants to. He put the team in a situation where if we don't trade him, then everyone's gonna be like, "What are you doing with Ben Simmons?" And then how long, is it gonna ruin the team chemistry? If we do trade him, we're not gonna get back what he's really worth.
No one's in a good spot. I mean, and he's probably pissed too because like he probably wants him out. He probably understands the same thing you just said. He probably understands like, well, if there is a trade, they've all been trying to reach out to him though.
Yeah,
and I feel like he hasn't, from what I've read, he hasn't responded to anybody. He just wants out.
Honestly, he did get thrown under the bus, and especially by Embiid.
Because I was really fresh.
I was disappointed in Embiid in that game too. Like he wore down the stretch. He had like 4 turnovers.
He definitely had in one key turnover specifically, but. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he was giving 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Simmons was not giving. Like, if he was playing scared at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say it's giving 100 for a guy that size.
My thing is like, everyone's like, he's got to be able to shoot. And I agree. He does have to be able to shoot. But he's really just got to be aggressive. If he's just aggressive, he'll get.
Exactly. If you are just aggressive and just give 110% at that size with the intangibles that he has, I mean, you're the very worst, and like shoot better free throws. He was just in his head at that point.
Yeah,
he was in his head, and at that moment he knew. Like
it's clear. I mean, it's mostly mental. It's almost all mental.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Maybe
I can't relate. I'm a fire free throw shooter. I'm the best. Everything else,
like Ben Simmons has been. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much pressure. Like his whole life, he's been the best player on the court until he came to the NBA, and he's still been pretty solid. But then like. And it's not like he hasn't been on the spotlight before a little bit with Philadelphia. They've been good for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, ever since he's gotten there, they went from like a lottery team to, I mean, the playoffs in what, 2 years? And then like ever since they've been in the hunt for like a championship, not even just like playoffs.
Yeah,
That was pretty like you haven't beaten Simmons.
that year with Butler, I feel like they could have won a championship.
See, that's why I'm glad you said that because I forgot to make that point.
Yeah.
That's why fuck Philadelphia and that organization. How did you let Jimmy Butler go like that? How'd you? I would have kept him there. I would have. I mean, in the situation they were in, especially.
Bro, they were one lucky ass shot away from making it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And they were one. And even if you lose that was wild. I forgot about that. I've seen it recently on Twitter.
Yeah,
like
that was crazy.
For that.
He had enough time to bend down and wait for it to go in. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, oh my goodness, that was like the craziest. I mean, honestly, that was like the craziest thing I ever witnessed live basketball wise.
But Philadelphia they were there. That was Game 7. Like
right. That just made no sense.
And anyone would have beat the Bucks. I think anyone would have beat the Bucks because I just don't think Giannis was ready.
Yeah. I mean yeah. Honestly, it was I don't know, that was their time.
Yeah.
Like now it's definitely like straight downhill. I mean what
I like Jimmy Butler though.
Oh, I love Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And guess what? He would have given 120% effort that game.
He sure would.
At the very least. He would have made at least 50% of his free
You
throws.
could have benched Ben Simmons if you had Jimmy out there.
And yeah, Jimmy plays really tough defense too. He doesn't have the length. He doesn't have, the speed, but like he gets in your face. He makes you earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have kept him. They messed up when they didn't re-sign him. And JJ Redick. I don't know why they got rid of JJ Redick. Like they had JJ, and JJ's exactly what they need, a shooter.
Dude, do I have enough length over there?
Dude, I don't know.
Like, what am I pulling?
Yeah,
on?
I got you.
Dude, we got to talk about Shaq.
Yeah, dude.
We were talking about as LSU compatriot. That's close enough. We didn't stray too far.
Who does this LSU compatriot?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Odell's dad also went there too with Shaq. Yeah.
Odell's dad.
Yeah, Odell Beckham Sr.
Played football? Or?
I would assume football. I don't know. I've just seen pictures of them on campus, and it's crazy. They're just like hollering at chicks. They're like.
Was his hair also dyed blonde?
I don't think so. No. No.
I think Shaq's dad played basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he also like really big too?
Yeah.
I
think
realized
Shaq
I've
got
never
his
seen
size
Shaq's
from him.
dad.
Yeah.
Or mom for that matter. So like I don't know.
No.
What if they are both just like average height?
Well, that's Will Chamberlain's parents are like 5'5".
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and Michael
Giants
Jordan. Michael Jordan's his brothers are like 5'6" and 5'7", but he's like 6'9".
Yeah.
Or 6'6". Yeah, I don't understand why that happens, dude. So Shaq came in 1992, won Rookie of the Year, by the way.
Oh yeah, easy money.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Who was
money.
up against him? That
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I feel like he ran away with that from what I was watching something on him.
He was averaging 23 points and 13.9 rebounds per.
Dude, you printed off like 3 pages of stats.
Yeah, I did, dude. It's pretty bad over here.
He fills up that stat sheet, man.
Yeah.
Big Diesel.
23 and almost 14. It's really 13.9. That's actually, I think, his highest rebounding year was his rookie year.
Damn.
That's insane.
Soft.
Yeah.
Didn't want it.
Dude, and then after that, it's pretty much just off to the races. His first year is 23. Next year, 29, 29, 26, 26, 28, 26, 29, 28, 27. Darn. Shaq was giving people buckets for a long time.
And that's all 2-point field goals. No 3-pointers, no free throws.
Yeah, definitely no free
throws. Did Shaq ever make a 3 in his career?
I bet he did.
He did. He threw one up in like halftime.
Dude, he's probably like 1 for 10 for his career.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's something low like that.
I'm surprised he didn't like keep shooting them and just eventually see if he could get it to where I shot a high average in Kobe. How many less shots? Don't matter.
How many years did he play with Orlando?
3 or 4, right?
Yeah, he played.
I think it was just the rookie contract, and he was like,
Didn't like a 30 for 30 about that Orlando team with Penny and Shaq?
Yeah, with Penny and Shaq, dude, that team was legit.
Yeah,
that '95 team. They beat. That was the last team to beat Michael Jordan in the playoffs series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in '95, and it actually counts. I know the NBA has tried to burn those tapes to like make that series not happen, but that was a legit. Like Michael Jordan averaged like 33 and like 6 in that series, so that was a legitimate loss
I mean, what were people saying though?
People,
like, why would it not be legitimate?
Because Michael Jordan came back with like 15 games left in the season.
Oh yeah, okay.
And remember, he was like, "Dude, I had a baseball body."
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up.
Dude, in baseball, it's completely different because we don't like athleticism in baseball.
We actually don't use biceps at all in baseball.
In baseball, turns out running fast and jumping don't help. And it's like, all right, well, it probably helps a little.
Yeah. I'm sure it took him 1 month to get back in basketball shape.
Yeah. Actually, I think
15 games, 1 month.
5 games in, he had a 55-point game against the Knicks.
There you go.
Yeah.
He didn't have his baseball body for that.
No. He was perfectly fine during that one.
Yeah.
But Shaq, yeah, they beat Michael Jordan's team. This is back when he was wearing 45.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't like that number.
That team went
It's like
on.
a fullback number.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. That team went on to the NBA Finals where they faced Hakeem the Dream and the Houston Rockets. They had already won in 94, and now in 95 they face them, and they end up getting swept.
The young center versus the old geezer.
Yeah, and Shaq wrote a letter to Hakeem after that loss, after they got swept, and he was like, even though your team won, the battle between me and you is not over. I'll see you again or something. Give it to him.
That would have been posted on Twitter these days.
Yeah, it would have 100% been on Twitter these days. But, dude, yeah. So,
and it would have been more cryptic.
So it looks like, yeah. So after that season, he played. After that season, he had a falling out with his coach. That was in 94, 95. He had a falling out with his coach, and his coach was Shaq was pretty much like, get rid of the coach or I'm leaving. And they kept the coach, and like midway through the season, he requested a trade to LA, and that's when he got traded to LA. And then they brought.
He requested it to LA specifically.
I would assume so, probably, or he just wanted out, I guess. Then he ends up spending 8 years with LA. So him and Kobe played 8 years together, won 3 rings together. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Could have been better.
Could have been better. I would agree. Yeah, I think 2003 they let one slip away. 2004 they let one slip away as well. They probably could have won 5 or 6 rings.
Do you think that, like, we talk about this a little bit on the Kobe podcast, like Shaq's work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think it was always like that? Or do you think it started to decline when he got comfortable being like the big man, the star? The
best Shaq was ever.
Or do you think it's like the disparity between Kobe and Shaq that makes it look bad?
No, I think Shaq was skinny in Orlando. Like I like that version of Shaq. That was the best version to me. But the best shape Shaq was ever in was in the 99-2000 season. Like he had got in pretty good shape, and that was the year he won MVP. Now he probably should have won in 2001 as well, but they didn't give it to him. Whatever. So he wins it in 2000. After that is when I think it starts falling off the rails because in the regular season at least. So let me actually look here.
He just started partying.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
He turned into a celebrity, and then
once you realize that it's more fun to party than it is to win a game.
Yeah,
I mean, and I don't know. So after he got a ring, I'm surprised we really saw him put forth effort again. That was just his competitive drive. But like, honestly, I would get comfortable. I'd be like,
no, dude, I'm not trying to say I wouldn't be just like Shaq if I were Shaq. I would be.
I would be just like Shaq.
Yeah, and I was looking at it, and
That'd be worse.
Yeah.
I've always said that like Shaq, as good as he was, he could have been better because he didn't take dieting and conditioning the right way. But honestly, I mean, he had so many years of like 23, 29, 29, 26, 26, 28, 26, 29, 28, 27, 27, 21, 22. Like, that's pretty solid. For a guy who weighs 300 pounds and 7'1", that's crazy. Like, the fact that he I know he got injured when he first went to Miami, but the fact that he was that big and was that quick and had that good of footwork for that long, it's kind of amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the way he avoided injuries specifically, like
He's just a freak of nature.
yeah, I mean he's got I don't know because like you look at Zion how he moves around, and obviously he's got more balance, and I'd say he's more athletic, but like it's scary, man. Like once you see him get hurt once, you're like it really only takes like just a little bit.
Yeah. The same way with what happened with Derrick Rose. Like Derrick Rose was so athletic, and then his
Yeah, he
body
could
just couldn't
explode.
keep
That was
up.
some of the most fun basketball highlights ever. Watching
Yeah.
D Rose highlights. Those are wild. Like
Corey didn't want to hear it. He
No.
stole an MVP from LeBron.
He did steal an MVP from LeBron, but that's
look looking back at it now, like fuck LeBron. Maybe at the time I'd been a little miffed if I was like
From an entertainment standpoint, it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, like
Derrick Rose.
I mean, just look at Derrick Rose's face. Does it look like he cares about it at any given time? Does it look like he cares about MVP? No. That's why give it to him. Give it to him. I don't care about all that. Give him his flowers.
he did play very well. And my friend Gus thinks that Derrick Rose is the greatest point guard he's ever seen.
I mean, that's who's he a fan of?
He likes LeBron, but he also likes Derrick Rose.
So he's
like specifically that year.
Yeah, that
Just-
one year
just
he was
that
like,
one
that's the
year is the
greatest
greatest
year by
point
any
guard.
point guard ever.
Well, his assist numbers I remember being fine, but like, I mean, it was mostly just like him going John Wall. I guess he did Russell Westbrook, which is smaller. Like him going to the basket, dropping that
Well,
teardrop.
I mean, I'm trying to
There
think.
was a
like,
lot of
who-
He
highlight.
got rebounds.
like-
He dunked on people's heads. Like I mean, he pretty much
What are-
did everything.
what are some comparable years by point guards? That you,
I mean, Russell Westbrook's probably had a couple.
yeah, I mean, well, averaging a triple
Yeah.
double. But I mean, I'm just trying to think. Like even like pre Derrick Rose, I can't think of anybody who had that type of year before.
It was a good year for a point guard. It is kind of difficult to, because now
I mean,
guys
it's
are
hard to
now.
compare Magic to
Yeah,
Derrick Rose.
because Magic was more of a pure point guard, and
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a passing point guard.
Yeah. I was trying to wait till the Magic episode that we will inevitably do, but did y'all see that video of him talking about it was one of their finals runs or one of their like big games
in the hotel.
I think so, and he like described how he
Yeah.
how he passed to that guy, and he was like,
Oh, I thought
That's
you were
like-
talking about a different.
Yep, that's anytime any of y'all say Magic Johnson, I'm just thinking, dude, the face like it was the most grandpa thing I've ever seen anybody do. It was awesome.
You should hear him talk. You should hear him talk
He's an
about
interesting guy.
when he got AIDS,
Yeah.
and he was, back then, no one really knew what AIDS was. They were like worried he was going to die immediately. And
Right. I remember there being a lot of
Yeah.
ignorance surrounding that at the time.
So he would go on like television shows and talk about how he got AIDS, and
Yeah, it sucks you have to do that, but like it's probably good he did.
Yeah.
From the awareness standpoint.
and
So
it
people weren't
was.
scared to play with him and stuff.
He was talking about. He was like, "Yeah, there was once 6 women," and just the way he was explaining, they were like 6 women.
We expected you to tell us, about AIDS, not how you went about it.
Oh my god, dude, it was hilarious. He was like,
He probably
"Yeah."
got AIDS like 3 times.
So he started with one AIDS. Like,
Yeah, I mean, 1 HIV, then 2
we're
HIV.
bordering on distasteful now. And I apologize for that.
Yeah, guys, inappropriate. So his career,
That was the perfect sound effect for that.
Shaq's career
for that transition.
numbers. His career numbers are 23.7 and 10.9 rebounds per game. When he was with LA for 8 seasons, he averaged 27 and 11.8, 12 rebounds. When he was with Orlando, he averaged 27.2 and 12.5 rebounds. So it's a little better in Orlando than he was LA. But he played a lot longer in LA, so that's why the numbers are like that. And then in Miami, he averaged, looks like he averaged 19.6 and 9.1 rebounds a game. That's actually a lot better than I thought he did when he was in Miami.
Yeah.
And then it looks like he was with Phoenix for 2 seasons, and he averaged 16.5 and 9.0 rebounds. And then, Lord, with Cleveland. Dog, I went back and watched some of his highlights with Cleveland, and he was not as washed up as I remembered him being. Like he actually had, yeah, he was a lot slower, obviously, and couldn't jump as high, but he was still contributing. 12.0 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, and then with Boston, I mean, Jesus, 9.2 points and 4.8 rebounds. So even in his last year, he was still 9-5.
Yeah, I mean, it's still serviceable for sure.
I mean, he was 100 pounds overweight and still giving you 9-5.
Yeah, I remember watching them arms, them biceps just kind of like jiggle when he got rebounds. It was no longer Shaq Diesel. It was Shaq Inflatable.
Do you think Shaq ever led the league in field goal percentage?
Do I think he ever led the league in field goal percentage? No.
He did.
He did.
For a lot of years.
What?
How many years do you think?
I just felt like there were a lot of, I mean, I guess most of
all of his shots.
Layups and
yeah. What I think he shot like 59% from the field for his career, but how many times do you think he led the league in field goal percentage?
Dude, I just said 0, so like where do I have
10.
to go from here?
He did 10 years.
I'm just going to completely reverse my position.
10 years he led the league in field goal percentage.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, did y'all say on I don't know if it was before the podcast or like I don't know, but like Shaq attempting threes, how many do you think he attempted in his career?
I think it's 10, right? Or something like that.
I guessed.
Or 2.
It is 0 from 92 to 2010. 3 points, 0. 3-point percentage, 0.
Or 100, depending on the way you look at it.
Well, that don't make any sense because it says right here 3-point percentage 500.
Then he shot 1 or 2 that year.
But it doesn't say any attempted.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so we're just gonna discard that whole stat.
For all we know, he was the greatest 3-point
snuck
shooter
that
in
in
the
there.
league.
He was like,
Yeah.
92. Just snuck it in. I did make one, but you forgot to put that you attempted it, sir.
He was a 3-time scoring champion as well in 1995, 99, and then 2000. He's a 1-time MVP in 2000.
Was he the first center scoring champion since Wilt Chamberlain?
Kareem.
No, Kareem, yeah, sorry. Since Kareem. Probably, right?
I don't think so. Maybe because Jordan had a bunch of years where he was the scoring champion. So that's very possible. I know he was the last big man to win an MVP except for Jokic. Jokic broke that. But his last MVP was in 2000. So basically for 20 years, not another big man didn't win MVP.
Yeah, I mean, other than Dwight, I can't think of a big name center that really would have even come close to deserving it.
The game was going away, and still kind of is.
Jokic had some, or
yeah, Jokic couldn't pass and like shoot like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, not Jokic. The guy who used to play Noah, Joakim Noah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
he had a triple double there. He was getting close to a triple double. They was talking about him for MVP a little bit.
The world hates him though, so like they never would have acknowledged it. We all hate him.
You know, he's getting paid more than I think Dennis Schroeder is this year,
Whoa.
and Joakim Noah hadn't played in 2 or 3 years, and he's still getting more money than.
Good agents.
Yeah.
Trust your agents, man. Like
he signed that like $75 million deal.
yeah, like Joe Kim didn't come up with that. Like he didn't. Like that was his agent. Like if Schroeder just would have just listened to the man that gets paid to do this.
It's like, why do you even have an agent?
Well, exactly. Exactly.
Like
you just have an agent with you. Like just talk to my agent. Talk to my agent. Yeah. No. Like that's stupid to me. I still wake up at night thinking. Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I wake up in cold sweat.
Can you imagine like how he feels right now? And then if you told him that Joakim Noah's still getting paid?
Yeah, he knows.
I'm sure. But like, oh my goodness. Like other than in baseball, Bobby Bonilla for the Mets, he's been getting paid $1.5 million.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And it's still several years till it's over. And he's been getting paid since like the 80s.
Just because they stretched out his contract.
Yeah. The team was like, oh, this is so awesome. But now they're just like, damn.
Yeah, dude, we're still paying this guy.
Not just like a few $100,000. Like, you got to shell out. I think it's like 2 point something He might not even be one. It's like $2.4 million. And every year on that day is Bobby Vanilla Day. You just see his face smiling all over the internet, and it's glorious. I hope that man's living a wonderful life wherever he's at.
So, Shaq, 15-time All-Star.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of All-Stars.
It's a lot of All-Stars.
That's longer than
Is
Michael
that-
Jordan's career with the Bulls.
Is that more than he deserved? Like, was he getting some All-Stars?
Yeah, towards the end with Phoenix.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like those are just fan votes, and like
Right.
you got to put him in there. Or he will hurt you.
Yeah.
So he
He
actually
will hurt all the fans if you don't put him in.
So Shaq actually had a little bit of beef at the All-Star game with David Robinson. So David Robinson,
the Superman.
yeah. So
I was like, how?
So David Robinson was like basically the perfect human being. Like he looked the part. He was like a Marine or whatever. He was the exact like opposite of Shaq, the way he carried himself and stuff like that. Just two different personalities. Well, in the All-Star game, David Robinson and Hakeem Olajuwon and basically, I think even Tim Duncan, everyone teamed up against Shaq. No, it might not have been Tim Duncan. He might not have been in the league at the time because he didn't come in until like 97. So, yeah. But everyone teamed up against Shaq, and they held him to like 2 of 12 shooting that game. And meanwhile, like Hakeem and David Robinson went off on the other end. And so Shaq didn't like that, obviously. And so Shaq vowed to like get David Robinson back. After that, the rest of the year went on. Shaq was set to be the scoring champion that year, and David Robinson goes out and drops 71 points in a meaningless game just so Shaq can't get the scoring title, and I love it.
Yeah, that's the kind of competitive pettiness.
I love
So
pettiness.
then Shaq came out and said that David Robinson, I think Shaq wrote it in a book actually, but he said that David Robinson, when Shaq went to go see him play, wouldn't sign like his autograph or whatever the case is. Like he didn't want to sign it for Shaq, and Shaq held on to that. They asked David Robinson about it. He was like, that never happened. Like that. And then years later, Shaq admitted that he made up that story. Even he wrote it in a book, and he made it up.
What? Fucking come on, Shaq! Like
he was trying to turn public opinion around. He's just like, there's nobody that's gonna figure this out.
you gotta know that's gonna backfire on you. Like you don't think that's gonna come out. You write it in a book. Like David Robinson's gonna be like, yeah, no, that's not true.
Well, it's just I don't know. I mean, like the way that he abused that man, and like, did you see an ounce of body fat ever on Robinson? Like that man was straight
Jack
City, and he ragdolled him.
Yeah.
All the highlights, when you say people are like, oh no, Robinson stuff. Oh, did he? Like they showed, and then I see him like, oh God.
Shaq was just too big.
He was. I mean, he was like throwing elbow. Like today, like he'd probably get called for a lot of stuff. Like I mean, watching him go to work in the trench is fucking miraculous.
I don't know if he would.
Dirty ball
I don't know if he would get called because I just think that's how Shaq. Like,
I mean, his footwork's good. He kind of swims around you, but he throws those tree trunk elbows.
If Shaq wasn't as like the whole package, right? He's the personality. He's everything. He's box office. People tune in to watch him. If he was just some bum and he was trying to do that, he'd be kicked out. But because of Shaq and the NBA wants Shaq on TV, they might allow him to play the way that Shaq played.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I mean, it was just so hard to ref because literally everything is a foul.
You could see how it could go the complete opposite. Like if Shaq had just a dull personality, people would hate him.
Yeah, they really would.
Just based on the way he plays or played.
He has the largest Walmart purchase ever.
That's
I've
awesome.
heard that. I feel like you told that story just for attention on like Jimmy Kimmel or whatever.
It's like 70,000 or
It's
something.
like
like
why? Okay, like
Once he's been caught lying about the thing with Robinson, like I wouldn't trust anything he says like that ever again.
it's just like, and it just
why?
begs the question: why did you spend that much money at Walmart? Like,
If you say that and like you're bragging about it, I'm gonna assume that you like gave that to the needy or something, and then he probably just took it to his house.
Yeah, he definitely took it to his house.
Yeah.
But the thing that pisses me off about Shaq is like he's made just a unbelievable amount of money in his career. and more after his career. But when you hear him talk about finance and shit, you realize like, man, this guy does not know anything
And he's
about.
trying to give everyone advice,
I
probably.
hate it, dude. Like he was like, man, when I he was like, man, when
You got it, Corey.
he's like, man, when I was growing up, I ran into an old man, and the old man told me, here's your money. He held up $100 bill. He said, here's your money, but you need to take half of that, and he ripped it in half. You need to take half of that and put it in the bank.
This didn't happen.
Yeah,
This didn't happen.
then you'll be rich. And then he goes, but wealthy people will take and cut it in half, and then like cut the small half in half. And he was like, then here's your $25. You can ball out with that. The rest of this got to go away. And I was just like,
actually, sir, you just ripped up $100 bill.
I was like, but what if
that is
you
an
had
example
bills?
of poor finances.
Yeah. What if you had bills and it's more than the 25%? You tell me 25% of my check?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's an oversimplification.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
That's the stereotypical grandpa save every penny, you know? Like, and I was like, dude, you didn't know that before you talked to this man? You're talking to strangers and you didn't know?
Shaq thought he was a genius telling that story. He's like, I want to change these young people's
He just,
lives.
like, every time they talk about it, it's like, all right, like, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, yes, Shaq, you're rich because you did that.
Yeah.
You're rich because you put 25% away. Like, no.
So, this is Shaq's NBA Finals stats. In 1995, he had 28 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per game, 2.5 blocks per game, 6.3 assists.
6.3 assists?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, balling. And he didn't make it back to the finals until 2000. 2000 just went bonkers. 38 points per game, 16.7 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks. The assists were low, but obviously he was getting buckets, so it didn't matter.
You can ignore that.
2001, arguably his best year. 33 points per game, 15.8 rebounds, 3.4 blocks per game. So he was defending. 2002 started to show a little decline here, but not numbers wise. 36.3 points per game, 12.3 rebounds, 2.8 blocks per game.
Why did he show a decline? Just didn't look as spry.
So in 2000, he was kind of out of shape in 2000, and but they went up. They made it all the way through. They barely got by Sacramento, and that series actually went to 7 games, and somehow the Lakers ended up winning. Although now we kind of know that there was a little bit of referee issues going on during that time. Tim Donahue, look it up. So when they beat the Sacramento Kings, they went to the finals. They played the Nets, and I guarantee you don't know the name of that center that he went up against.
I guarantee you I don't.
Yeah, me neither. He was terrible, though. So his numbers were, in 2002, 36.3 points per game, 12.3 rebounds, 2.8 blocks per game. And that's purely because literally no one was guarding him. 2004, they make it back to the NBA Finals. 26.6 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, 0.6 blocks. So the blocks definitely dropped off. And then in 2006, I mean, this was not good. 13.7 points per game, 10.2 rebounds, and then 0.8 blocks. So he dropped off pretty significantly in 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, his body caught up with him, and maybe he could have elongated that stretch of dominance, maybe like 2-3 years if he would have stayed in better shape.
I think so. But he still had a hell of a career.
Yeah, he went a long time, and I feel like he played like, or like partied and, had a good time and didn't take himself too seriously because like he probably honestly was like, this is probably gonna be a short career, like,
Yeah, I mean, when you have a body like that, nobody's expecting you to last until 40.
Yeah, so once you get to a certain point, he was like, I'm skating,
Bro, he still put up 16-9 with the Phoenix. Like, I didn't realize he
wasn't that like a complete duty hole team though?
No, they made the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah. They almost
Steve Nash was still there.
Steve Nash was still there. Maury Stoudemire was still there.
Yeah, I forget all their old.
Yeah,
Do
dude.
you remember that stretch when Amari was
He was
scoring
a
like
beast,
40
dude.
points per game for
God,
like
he
20
was
games?
so good, man. I miss him, dude. He's forgotten because all the great power forwards, but he
Yeah.
should be up there, dude.
He was, yeah, no, he is forgotten, man. We've talked about great power forwards probably more than any other position on this
We got to
podcast.
do Amari Stoudemire, man. He's not that good.
He's not that good. We got many more episodes before.
He should have been he should at least be considered for the Hall of Fame, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he was putting up numbers.
yeah.
He just quit playing though. He won the championship last year in some foreign country.
What?
Yeah, he now
He
he's
just
like an
loves
assistant.
basketball.
Yeah, he's an assistant on the Brooklyn Nets now. He's talked about coming back though. I'd like to see Amari give it one more run.
That'd be pretty. I mean, he'd probably suck.
No,
he
yeah,
would
he's
definitely suck. But like people would still cheer for him. I'll still cheer for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like we could talk about the Kobe feud. So I mean, we covered it pretty good on the Kobe
we'll
podcast.
do better about being on Shaq's side this time.
Yeah.
Shaq's.
I won't. I'm firmly on Kobe's side.
Yeah,
Kobe
I
with
mean,
Kobe.
I'm just
Kobe-
taking the stance I took last time.
No. You're not wrong. Like, okay. If I were Shaq, again, we're gonna put ourselves in Shaq's shoes.
Right.
I would have done the same thing.
Right.
I'd be like, no, Kobe, stop.
Leave
leave me alone.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Shaq did invite him to like house parties and stuff, and Kobe just wouldn't go.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, and that's the kind of person that Kobe was like back then, especially like,
Yeah.
you know, and you see it, and like honestly, Shaq, I'm surprised their relationship didn't like get a little bit worse too at the end, because like I mean, Shaq, they had fixed things and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like the way Kobe nurtured and like inspired the younger generation and stuff, and like was so positive, and like coach Kobe and like just like mentor Kobe, he was like, man, fuck you, you come to my party.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I asked you to go get some ice cream one time. You said I'm in the gym.
yeah.
Make me feel bad. Like I'd be like, fuck you, Kobe. Fuck you. Now you want to be cool? Nah.
Bruh, Kobe straight threw Shaq under the bus too with when like the whole Colorado thing happened for Kobe.
Yeah.
Dude, Kobe told the cops, he was like, I should just be like Shaq, just pay these bitches off. Well, he said something like that. Bruh, that statement got out, and like Shaq knew that Kobe had told. Like, could you imagine that? Like, wow, dude, you're gonna just throw me under the bus like that? It's pretty crazy, honestly.
I wonder why that doesn't get talked about more, because that's pretty. If Shaq was paying women off, that's. I mean, I know it's just.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Things would have come to light, because didn't we talk about how that one woman was talking about how Shaq's pecker wasn't quite Shaq, like, what she was expecting for Shaq, like
It was
women,
8 inches instead of 9 inches.
Yeah, women would have been like, he's got a little dick. Like that hush money wouldn't work for so long. I feel like Kobe, maybe even Shaq was like bragging about some shit back then, just like again lying for attention. Like we know he does now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put too much into that.
No, yeah. I mean, you
at
can't.
this point, because people would have. I mean, he's got so much money, so much fame, so much. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
That is pretty like crazy that Kobe said that though.
Yeah.
yeah. I think everybody just took it what it was. It's a dick move and like a scapegoat tactic.
Dude,
Yeah.
and Shaq, when he left LA, he wrote a rap about Kobe. He was like, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes. And he just kept saying it over and over
In
again.
front of like a bunch of people
Yeah.
too, I remember. Yeah, people were just like eating that shit up.
Was Shaq the greatest NBA rapper of all time?
No,
Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard's
Miles is
probably.
better. Miles Bridges is better than Shaq.
Miles Bridges raps.
Miles Bridges is not bad.
Shaq went
I gotta
black.
be honest, it's hard for me to like want to listen though because
Dame's better.
Damian Lillard's a beast.
Dame's like fine, he can, but just the whole NBA rap thing. Like, there's been so many bad ones.
Yeah,
Bro, you don't like Amon Shumpert?
I can't imagine. Have y'all seen the JRs going back to college?
Yeah.
and like he's tweeting about his classes all the time. It's pretty inspirational.
When he was like, it's in Carolina too. It's in A&T or whatever. But when he it was funny. He tweeted out something saying like, I'm stressed or something, and it was like the first week of college. Everyone's like, syllabus week got this man stressing.
He's been posting this stuff. He's like, one bad quiz and he get me down. Now he's talking about he's been passing some quizzes. Like, shout out to you, man. And what if he's like beasting on the golf team too? Like, if he's out there just like dropping in fucking.
What if he joins a frat?
Huh?
What if he joins a frat?
He put on something on Twitter. I've been following him specifically since his educational journey he's been sharing. Yeah. He goes to like a tutor for like 5 hours a day. Like, damn, rich people know how to college, man. Yeah, rich people know how to college. This man's getting the best out of it. So shout out to him. You know,
it's good for him, man.
Yeah, you know, it's just a shame. And I'm not saying he's the smartest basketball IQ or like the smart guy, like really at all. But like people take that one instance of him and then JR Henny stuff. Yeah, and like he just gets played for a fool. I feel like half the time.
Not trying like, you know, he's setting a great example for kids and whatnot. So not trying to take away from that at all, but just why would you go to college?
It's just got to be something that he's.
What are you doing?
Or his mom wanted him to do, or something he promised to do. Because like I couldn't find the gumption, dude, to seriously want to do that. Because he's got money. I mean, he's not one of those guys that didn't get paid.
He's supposed to go to college, so JR didn't. He can make money without a college degree.
He could probably still find a spot.
He's probably just doing it for the experience. He seems to be having the time of his life.
No. I mean, you know, if he's a genuinely curious person and he wants to learn, he wants to go get a degree, and he promised somebody, blah blah blah. He's inspiring kids. Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, it would suck if you were like trying to get on the golf team. Or like you're like an 18-year-old kid and like you're trying to get into school and like, oh, sorry, JR Smith. You remember the guy that forgot the quarter of the game? Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
The guy who was untying people's shoes during the game.
Lance Stevenson did that too, though. So I feel like, you know, enough people did. But they don't think JR. They think JR was like being drunk or high while playing.
He had a pretty good NBA career, though.
Right.
He played for like 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I think he could still play. Like, I mean, he's still...
Dude, he strikes me like he's like the ultimate street baller. Just his
he does.
His moves and everything. Right.
Yeah.
They show him in practice all the time pulling off these moves. And they're like, dude, why don't you play like that in the game? He was like, you don't understand. We have a certain role, and I can't...
In street ball, I bet he's like Kobe. Like, I bet he, like, you know, if you're playing by street ball rules...
If you're in the A&T, like, rec courts, and you're just like, trying to get, like, you just had a stressful day of classes, you're just trying to play some ball.
I don't know if I would or would not want to play against JR.
You would the first time.
Would just for the experience.
And then you'd be like, all right, man.
I would just want to, like, guard him one time just to know just how inferior I am. No, like, how little...
Because, like, we've never...
Like, would it take one half step for him to beat me? 1/4 step? Like, how quickly could he get by me? How quickly could he make me fall down?
I don't think he.
I feel like he could do it at will.
Yeah, he probably.
Maybe like Steph Curry just across from you. Like, dude, I would just like a toddler to just learn.
If I didn't fall down, I'd be not trying, because if I was trying to defend them, then they could make me fall down.
And Steph would have fun with it too. I feel like more than more than JR. I feel like JR. No, I won't say a better dude. Steph's a great dude, but I feel like he wouldn't be like, I'm gonna fuck this guy's life up right now. Steph would do it. And
Steph giggles on you. He giggles about it.
He would shimmy.
Yeah.
I'm like a 3-year-old that he's playing against. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to. Steph play too much.
You know, shimmying on 3-year-olds.
Yeah. Which is something he absolutely does. I'm guarantee it. His kids, I guarantee you, his kids have gotten to work. He's just like, I have to talk to you about that later.
He's like, I'm building character.
Like, you crushed her. She's crying.
She'll never want to play defense again.
She's going to be a lazy defender now. Play scared.
So, Shaq. So, yeah, after you make comments like that, like Kobe made about Shaq, like it went downhill. And then it didn't help. Shaq did have the famous quote, "I got hurt on company time. I'm going to rehab on company time," back in 2000.
He set the bar.
Yeah, and then
people do that as fairly regularly these days.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know if he's the original one, but like him being as high, you know, as he was up the chain.
Scottie Pippen, I think, was the original.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he. He did it in the middle of like a game though, you know.
Nah, he missed like the majority of the '98 season.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, oh well, I mean, I guess he wasn't hurt. I mean, maybe he fake hurt, but when he came out of the game and everybody told him like Scotty, that was fucked up.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Like that.
That was during a playoff game,
right? Like if you're checking out for that, rather than like Michael Thomas right now, he kind of said the same thing. He didn't say it, just did it.
That's who I was. Yeah, I was trying to think of
Michael
who it
Thomas,
was.
and like I'm not gonna be mad at that one bit. That man was like, I want to go on jet skis. I want to like fucking go to crazy ass places. Like use my money that I risk my life for.
I mean, honestly, like it's. I understand how people can view it like you're letting down your teammates, and to some extent you are, but also you're affecting your own career, and so it's your own personal choice. And I don't know. I think you have the right to do that.
Hey, Brandon, hand me one of them Sprites.
Yeah, dude, let me get a Sprite too. Did you finish your draft? Brandon was drafting his fantasy football league while we were doing this.
I'm sorry, I'm taking orders for everybody, I guess, right now.
Dude, I asked for a fucking Sprite, Brandon.
Yeah. A seafood platter as well?
Yes.
You son of
I mean, I'll, if it's in the
Oh my god, that's refreshing.
Dude.
Dude, the first sip of a Sprite, bro.
Dude, that's crisp.
Dude, who is endorsed by Sprite?
Braun.
Braun, yeah, it was a
Braun, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does that stupid Christmas
Yeah,
commercial.
he really does.
You want a Sprite cranberry?
Yeah, Sprite cranberry.
Oh man, I was about to say those commercials, but I forgot about that one. No.
So after that happened with Kobe, that happened in 2003, and it's crazy. Like I remember looking back at Kobe Bryant's stats. Like in 2003, his numbers kind of dipped some, and I was like, "Why is that?" And it's like, "Oh, he's having to fly back from Colorado to be in court and fly back and stuff." That's why his numbers.
That's when the helicopter infatuation started, because like he used to take that to like games. It's like that was like his thing. And I remember thinking back then, I was like, "That's fucking awesome," but super risky. Like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't like helicopters. They don't seem safe, even before all that.
Yeah. What did they ultimately decide about that pilot?
What caused it?
Yeah.
They
said it was
equipped with
negligence, right? I mean,
I think
to some extent.
Yeah, but I don't know, because he was like a person.
Like he should have landed the helicopter, from what I understand.
No, they shouldn't have even gone that day, like at all.
Right.
And then he definitely, but like it was also the equipment that particular model was not equipped with some kind of radar or something that would have helped in that dense fog. And he should have.
And that was like required equipment, or was it just like?
I think in the newer models for the safety, I'm guessing whoever governs
FAA.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I guess it would still be the FAA. But I don't know if you have an older model, if you still allow, you have to come in and get it fixed. But like I feel like his license, he was licensed to fly with that kind of.
Right.
I don't know. I read about it, but I just got sad and I stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's like I don't know. I guess some people find solace in like knowing exactly how it went down and who was at fault. But
what those kids
to me, it's like it's just like it happened. It's terrible.
You don't want to put any blame on anybody on the shoulders, because they probably feel pretty bad.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, he's dead.
I'm talking about like his family.
Bruh.
Everybody.
I was on Netflix. There's this documentary called American Murder, something like that, and it's called The Family Next Door. It's pretty wild. Like,
I love those shows.
Dude, this guy was so wild. So basically, this woman. She's married and she's got 2 kids and she's pregnant. So she's basically 3 kids and her husband. And she's like putting their life on social media and stuff. And so they look like really, really happy. And this guy he starts losing weight. So like he started getting in shape, and he went from like 245 down to like 185. And he one day, his wife and his 2 kids, and she's pregnant, like they just went missing. And the cops come by and stuff, and they're just like, "What happened?" He's like, "I don't know. Like, I think she just left or something like that." And dude, turns out he murdered his entire family for this new chick.
Shanann Watt.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Dude, that was
insane.
wild.
Yeah,
He was lying the whole time. I knew the second he took that polygraph test and they walked in, like everyone, like the two people walked in, I was like, oh, he is fuck's deal.
Did you see
There's
one of
no way.
the ring camera footage of him talking to police and like the neighbors? And like he was just sitting there like calmly explaining things and just like not nervous.
Dude, when his neighbor immediately threw him under the bus.
Yeah, he's like, this man's not like this.
This guy did it. He just immediately, like, there is no neighbor loyalty at all.
Yeah, you have to be sure to make accusations. Like, he
that cat knew it. He was like, there's something fishy going on right over here. Hey, dude, and and then I just started thinking, like, damn, dude, when they found out he was lying on the polygraph test and then they put his dad in there and he was like, yeah, she choked him and then I choked her. He was like making all that shit up. It's like crazy.
No, that was a wild one. I watched like a few things on that.
It was a little slow at the beginning, but once it got into the murders and stuff, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And those shows are like super like
they make you feel weird.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, I guess. You know, it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean,
Sam's got a Sprite on his neck.
Yeah, it'll have you looking at your partner like,
yeah,
what are you doing over there? Why are you grabbing that knife?
Makes me think Corey says some stuff. Definitely got a sharp tongue. This guy. Why are you worried about her going with the knife? He just said something smart ass.
No, I don't. I try not to be.
Yeah,
I have been in the past for sure.
No, Corey's a sweetheart.
No.
He's adorable.
So after 2004, they make it to the NBA Finals. They end up losing in 5 games to the Detroit Pistons, which is kind of wild. Like, Kobe had a really bad series. Shaq, he didn't put up his normal stat. I mean, he still had pretty good stats, but honestly, that team just fell apart. Like, I think they knew it was the end. I think the pressure just got to them, and Shaq and Kobe just couldn't work together anymore.
They almost wanted to lose.
Yeah.
They wanted to be a reason for it to be the end of the...
Because if they'd have won, they'd have had to run it back.
Yeah.
You know how awkward and terrible that was for all their teammates.
Yeah.
Like, I would have wanted out too. Like,
yeah,
because don't put me in between.
Karl Malone was on that team. And apparently he was like ready to go. Like, he had got hurt in one of the games, and he was like ready to go back in. And then, like, at the start of the next game, he was like, "Nah, this is gonna fall apart."
Karl Malone's just like, "Please, can we just get along so that I can win a damn championship?" Hey, you're number 1. Oh, number 2. Okay.
So after that, forces his way out of LA, gets traded to Miami, where he meets up with Dwayne Wade. His first year with Miami, he gets injured, so he's not really there because of the injury. But his first full year with Miami, they go on and win a championship. And I mean, he doesn't play great. He's a role player, but I mean, he's still there. You know, still wins a championship.
It's crazy. He got to play with Kobe, D Wade,
Bron, Steve Nash.
Oh yeah,
Ray Allen, Paul Pierce.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Kevin Garnett.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Mo Williams.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, we had Penny Hardaway. You played with him.
Yeah, you know his name. You know, not Penny Hardaway. Obviously, he's actually good. But you know Mo's name.
Yeah, Mo Williams had his moments.
I'd like to see Mo.
Yeah, he won a championship in 2016. So yeah, he plays 4 seasons with Miami. Averages. No, we gotta do better than this. I mean,
yeah, dude, you printed out too many sheets.
Dude, I did so bad.
You were not. Your guides are getting lazy.
They are getting lazy.
You didn't even make one today.
I did not. 19.6 points per game, and 9.1 rebounds. So I mean, he was still.
What year is this?
This was 2000 and. This was basically his time in Miami, which was 2004, 2005 to 2008.
Okay.
Yeah. Then he got traded to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Then Phoenix is really where it fell off the rails. That's when it was like, all right, Shaq's done.
Yeah.
And then with Cleveland, I mean, it was bad with Cleveland. And at that point, though, he was ring chasing, really, because Kobe won in 2009 and then he won in 2010. Shaq said he tore up his house when Kobe won that 5th ring.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure you were the one who told me that.
Yeah, it was on when they did the one-on-one sit down, him and Kobe, and it was pretty much just like Kobe being like, "You were fat," and he was like, "I was." It was pretty much an hour of that. Like,
I mean, that might have just been his ego, but that also takes me like on that Shaq's like laziness argument. Like he cared, he definitely wanted to be the best. Like he wasn't just like skating, like I said, but like
no, you don't win 3 championships without caring.
Yeah, I mean he skated for like just his size, I guess. But
Yeah.
but like him tearing up that shit, like that's your stuff, Shaq. Like you're just that's just bad.
Well, but just because he cared, just because he was jealous doesn't mean that.
I guess
like
I
there's a
would say
big difference,
jealous.
I think, between like channeling that energy, that competitive energy, into something constructive, like working on your game, versus there's many other ways that you could take it out.
Right.
He crossed up Jordan though. When they did that little all-star thing, hit him with the shimmy. That was unbelievable. I was like, wow, like Shaq.
Slow motion crossover in real life.
Dude, it was beautiful. I was like, damn, like Shaq's got moves. That was the thing about Shaq is he was massive, but he had moves. Like I remember in 7th grade, Mr. Wood, shout out, he's fired.
What'd he do?
I think he smacked a girl on the butt at school or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't there when it happened, but I think my mom told me.
Shame on you, Mr. Wood.
Yeah, he used to tell us dirty jokes in class. It was awesome.
Sounds like a stand-up guy.
Dude, I invited him on the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But he used to always say, now granted, I was in middle school, so I guess at this point Shaq was maybe
Wait, no.
Phoenix.
Mr. Wood didn't smack a middle school.
Yeah, it was a middle school girl. Yeah. No, it was bad. It was not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No,
anyway,
it's definitely not good. But he so yeah, he doesn't work there anymore. He's not allowed within 200 yards. But so he used to always say, he was like, Shaq's a bad actor, but he's a better actor than he is a ball player. And he was like, Shaq's just big, And at the time, I thought that was true because my dad had said that before, But when I went back and went through his highlights and stuff, it's like, no, actually, no, not at all. Shaq was big, but he was surprisingly agile and surprisingly great footwork. Like top 5 footwork all time for center, I think.
I would agree.
Yeah. Where does he rank on your centers list?
I'm not prepared. Wilt Chamberlain.
Nice.
Number 1.
Nice.
You already know.
Yeah, I already knew that.
Who's number 2? Kareem's number 2. Shaq's number 3.
Shaq's number 3.
Yeah, Shaq's number 3. I mean, why?
Hakeem.
Shaq's ahead of Hakeem. I mean, it's honestly, I don't know enough about Hakeem to say.
But dude, you're gonna learn.
Dude, whenever we do that Hakeem podcast,
dude, he was amazing. Good shit talker too.
I'm probably just basing it. I'm basing it off of nothing. I really don't know much about Hakeem.
He was a beast.
Anyway,
kind of difficult to do.
That's basically my list.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got Kareem number 1, Wilt number 2, and then I got Hakeem number 3, and then I got Shaq 4, and then Bill Russell 5. So it's like, but I mean, honestly, Shaq and Hakeem, they're so close that it's, you could argue that Shaq was more dominant, but you could also argue Hakeem was a way better defender and didn't rely on size and strength, and it was more like skill. But either way, I mean, they both won championships and they both were the best players on their team when they won. So it's like it's a flip of a coin at that point. Either way you go, getting them in their prime, you're getting a dominant center either way. And I think both of them would be just fine in today's era as well.
Oh, for sure.
Especially Hakeem. Hakeem was almost made for this era. Like the jump shot, the low post game, he had everything. Great defender. Basically like a better Joel Embiid.
You think Shaq would be better or worse in this era? Probably worse.
I think he would do pretty good. I don't know if he'd be
of
better.
course he would do pretty good, but
I don't know if he'd be better, but I think I've heard people say
maybe
like
he'd have more mismatches.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's not a lot of dude. He would
There's some
murder
teams he
Jokic.
could really take advantage of.
Jokic. There's no way Jokic would stop a primetime Shaq.
Well, not stop, but I mean he wouldn't like he wouldn't.
I think Shaq would. I think Shaq would lower that elbow in him.
Jokic is big enough. I feel like
Jokic is a pretty big guy.
Jokic could disturb his shot as long as he stayed disciplined.
There's a lot of
shoot,
teams.
you know?
There's a lot of teams that Shaq would just.
Jokic can take charges too a little bit, can he?
He scored 60 charges.
It depends on how the refs are going to call the game.
Scored 60.
No, I'm saying Shaq would score like 60 against
Yeah.
the Hornets.
It depends on how the refs call the game.
Yeah.
Because if they call like fouls the way they do now, he's going to foul out every single game. But
Yeah.
if they let him play,
But he's also going to get fouled more. But then
he's for sure going to get fouled a lot. I don't know, dude. When I was watching those Shaq highlights, I was like, I think this guy would be just fine anywhere, anytime. Like,
oh, I mean, there's no doubt he would be.
he was so massive. Like it was.
He's an incredible mismatch in
Yeah.
any era.
I mean, if he was able to score the Patrick Ewings and the David Robinsons and the Hakeems and everyone, like I think against these centers today, he would probably do work.
Who do you think, like, Shaq versus Wilt, like, just going head-to-head, his team versus Wilt's team, whoever, their best teams, let's say.
I think
Like, who has
Wilt,
a better stat line?
I think Wilt would probably have a better stat line. It'd be close though. I really do think Wilt's just one of those guys. He's big enough and strong enough because he's every bit as big as Shaq was, and I think he would.
He's taller.
Yeah, he's taller and he's
Shaq's like 7 foot on the dot.
yeah,
Right?
7'1", I think. I
Oh.
think Wilt was like 7'2".
Oh, was he? Okay.
I think Wilt would probably outplay him. And if anything, Wilt's going to be in better condition.
Will could run him in circles.
Yeah,
like,
outrun him.
Yeah, I mean, like Shaq trying to keep up with him.
And Wilt could face up, too. And
yeah,
Shaq could
Shaq would be like he would foul the shit out of that man.
I think even Shaq has like admitted that like Wilt Chamberlain was the most dominant player ever. So
Shaq actually just gave the Superman nickname and like
to Giannis.
To Giannis, yeah, and way more.
Shaq is really pushing that narrative that like Giannis is the next or is the second version of Shaq, and it's like
It's a way for him to keep his name.
yeah, and it's like I don't know, Shaq. Like you didn't play like Giannis.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Yeah, like you never brought the ball up.
You weren't
Yeah.
like as humble as you could possibly be. Like,
Yeah. I don't like that. Like I get it, like Giannis is a 7-footer and he puts up like a similar stat line, but they play completely different.
The stat line looks similar, but yeah, it is completely different. Completely different.
I wish Kubo was funnier.
He is. No, yeah, no,
Shaq,
I would
Shaq
agree.
funnier when
Shaq-
when he's just being a dick. Or when
Shaq
he-
himself isn't actually that funny.
No.
Like it's just the character that he plays and like
and being a bully. That's like his brand.
yeah, and being
a bully.
Yeah, he is a bully, especially the other big man.
Mm-hmm.
He has that alpha dog mentality for sure.
Yeah, he really does. That's what made him so good, though.
But he's like the insecure alpha dog who
Mhm.
feels like he's
If there's another
needs to
big dog
put
on the
other
block,
people
he's gotta
down.
go. He's gotta
Yeah.
go. Be a dick.
Has to overcompensate.
Pee on him a little bit.
I feel like he is really sensitive.
Oh, for
Of
sure.
course.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he gets really, really, really sensitive. Like especially with like Charles Barkley and like
dude, I mean,
He lets Charles get under his skin. And
does.
then he's just like vicious to Charles.
yeah, every time the argument
I
like
love Charles
dude,
Barkley.
you
Yes,
know
it's super-
Charles Barkley's good at shit talking because he knows that they always have that you never won a championship cocked and ready to go, and he still gets under their skin.
Yeah.
Like, it's
when
crazy.
it hits you every day. I mean, is that
Yeah.
Well, and like it's not. Shaq doesn't say it jokingly. Like if he was making jokes about how you never won a championship or like like shrinking pressure, like he makes some jokes, but he says it like his lip quivers a little
No,
bit
yeah,
when he says
yeah,
it.
he's
Like
like
he's about to cry.
You never won.
You ever seen that video of Kanye talking to Sway?
Mhm.
Like that's where the house Sway came from. Yeah,
You can't give me any advice.
his lips like Like that's Shaq. Anytime anybody questions anything, or even, not even questions anything, 'cause we don't. We just make some jokes, and then like I don't know. But now I feel like he's trying to act like he's not sensitive, so like he's trying to flip it around. He's like an old man Shaq now. No one's gonna remember all that.
Yeah, he's like, I got G4 classification to talk about big men. Like I don't know, it's kind of corny a little bit. I hate to
He's
say it.
definitely more corny than Chuck for sure.
Yeah,
For
like
sure. And way more sensitive.
Charles Barkley, though, man, he says some things sometimes where I'm like, man, I don't know if this guy has ever heard of basketball before. Like, some of his takes are just like,
He says what's on his mind.
yeah, he does.
And for anybody, I feel honestly though, like I really feel like Charles Barkley gets a bad rap for being stupid. I do not think he's
No,
stupid.
I don't think he's stupid.
I think he's actually like almost as smart as Kenny when it comes to.
Kenny understands.
Kenny's just a little better laying that.
He's good with the X's. and
Kenny's
O's,
very
too,
articulate.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley isn't that articulate. Although sometimes like Charles Barkley can be like just I don't know. He can say just the perfect thing.
Yeah. And I think that might be why he sounds silly sometimes because he's trying to do that too much.
Yeah.
Is Shaq a top 10 player all time?
Yeah. Top 10 player all time. Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close. I mean, I'm sitting here like
I would have to make the top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I did make it, he was not in
It
there.
sounds like he should be a top 10, but
but
I'd have to actually go through the exercise.
I'd have to go through it as
just
well.
Off of the All-Star games, rings, the talent that he played with. I mean, like it's hard to make an unbiased decision on the top 10. Like you just want him to be.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Tim
close.
Duncan or Shaq.
It's close. But I would probably
It's gotta be Shaq for me.
I would probably say Tim Duncan.
I would have to say Shaq. Just like if you're like a GM or something. Like
I just don't think I don't think you can compare the two when there's so much disparity between their primes.
Yeah.
Like just how incredible Shaq was. And I mean, I
Shaq was
get the
incredible.
longevity. I get.
Well, Shaq had longevity too.
Right.
I mean,
But Timmy D played for how many seasons?
18,
Yeah,
19.
like, it was about like 2 decades.
which isn't that crazy.
18 seasons.
For a big
It's more just like it seems like he had more longevity than he actually had, I think, because he was on championship teams at the very beginning of his career and the very end and in the middle.
18 years is still a really long time to play.
Yeah, but plenty of players have done that.
I wouldn't say plenty.
Plenty of centers, power forwards.
Yeah.
Go ahead, name
Yeah,
them.
like, I mean, we were talking about when we did the Tim Duncan podcast, like, Karl Malone had 18 seasons, I think.
Yeah.
I think Charles Barkley had 17.
Yeah, but he really only had like 14. Those last couple.
I didn't even know he went to the Rockets, to be honest.
Yeah, dude, that was sad watching him on the Rockets.
I've never seen highlights. From
Kevin Garnett played that long.
Kevin Garnett had a pretty long
So we're
career.
talking about, yeah, I mean.
There were some guys that have had long careers, but like for Tim Duncan,
Larry Bird?
No, Larry Bird only played 13.
No, yeah, you're right. He
yeah,
played.
Larry Bird didn't play long.
And
A lot of-
he missed like the last season or two. I feel like he missed like at least 40, 50 games.
Tim Duncan, what's kind of like Shaq had a peak. Like his peak, basically, I mean, he was averaging either 29, 26, or 28 for like, I got to count this out. This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like 11 years, he was averaging like basically 29 and 12.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean that's you gotta put him ahead of Tim.
yeah, I mean it's tough. It's just like I like Tim Duncan so much.
And Tim Duncan, if you do it by like a game, or by games played, I feel like that he never really missed an extended period of time that I can remember.
No, I mean
No,
from
he
that
Like,
perspective, he had
games
better.
played, I feel like he was like
Yeah.
probably miles ahead of most people his size.
Tim Duncan was a better defender. I mean, just like all
He
around.
was just like a more team guy.
But honestly, Tim Duncan's a power forward, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really a fair comparison.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to like insinuate that this was center versus center. But
Yeah, but if you're saying who had the better career,
yeah.
yeah,
it would probably be Tim Duncan.
It's fair.
Tim Duncan won 2 MVPs. Tim Duncan also won 5
Who had more
championships.
accolades, but sorry, no, I'm saying Shaq had the better career. Like that's how I'm defining who's better. Like if you ask me who's better, you're asking who had the better career.
No, but like if you're just going off of pure like accomplishments, Tim Duncan's accomplishments outweigh Shaq's.
His accolade, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to take stats and everything into it as well. Right. So when you put the stats in there, because there's
but that's what makes up a career.
Yeah,
is both.
So it's like I don't know. It's close.
It's really close.
It's close, but I think Shaq's stats. I mean, I didn't realize they were this good.
Yeah,
I thought maybe he would be like a 25 and 14, but nah, he was damn near 30 points a game.
Yeah.
So he came into the league ready to play. So
and that's in a low-scoring era of the NBA too.
Yeah.
Well, at least the first half of his career.
Dude, if he'd hit half his free throws.
Yeah.
Well, he did hit half. I think he shot like 51%. But if he'd have hit like 60 or 70% of his free throws, he'd have passed Wilt Chamberlain an all-time scoring record.
You know, he's another one of those guys where he didn't change the rules like some of the other guys, like Wilt or somebody like that.
He did change the way backboards were manufactured.
Okay, yes. But I was going to just talk about Hack-a-Shaq.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a thing for anybody before Shaq, was it?
I don't think so. It was really Greg Popovich started it.
Wilt couldn't shoot free throws, but they never did that.
And I didn't think they knew about it back then. I don't think Hack-a-Shaq really worked though.
No.
I think for some reason, like Shaq he said that he made them when they count. That's not true, but
I'm sure in his mind's eye.
He did make just enough to where it was like.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like the average possession. So in that era of the NBA, you're gonna get about a point per possession on average, right? If I had to guess.
Yeah.
And if Shaq's shooting 51%, you're getting a point.
Dude, think about how dominant you have to be to where the defense's best chance is to just give you 2 free throws because it's a guaranteed bucket that's like, damn, that's pretty dominant.
And also to get their guys fouled out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, certain situations like, okay, Hack-a-Shaq, like if I can understand like Hack-a-Shaq if he gets the ball in really good position in the low post, just fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just take the L.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I don't think it's a good strategy.
I don't think so either. It's ugly to watch too.
No,
yeah. But I know they were talking about taking it out, and it's like, well, I don't know if they should do that. Because then it's
what do you mean take it out? Like how would they do that?
I don't know.
Like start enforcing intentional fouls or something?
Yeah, like if you try to do like the hack, because they were doing it to DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. They did it to Dwight Howard a little bit.
Yeah, well, he was really bad at free throw. And then they also did it to someone else that I can't remember. And then they were just like, all right, well, we can't have, the games are becoming ugly and stuff. And they were like, they were talking about getting rid of it. Like if you intentionally foul someone, then they get the ball back and stuff. But I don't think they didn't end up changing anything.
You know what I think? I think that a free throw should be worth. Okay, if you get fouled on a 2-point attempt, you get 1 free throw worth 2 points if you make it. You get fouled on a 3-point attempt, you get 1 free throw worth 3 points if you make it. Speed up the game.
I actually kind of like that idea.
Why are we sitting around watching free throws?
You're right.
There's like 30 seconds between free throws, and we got to wait for them for like 10 seconds to do their little dribble thing.
They should change. They should change the backcourt from 8 seconds to 6 seconds.
Boo! Yeah, that's already really tough.
Yeah,
Oh, you have to be. Hey, you want to speed it up?
The seconds that happened to my team 5 times.
Dude, everybody would press if that. It would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Everybody.
No, I don't think they should change. I think when they changed it, whenever you get an offensive rebound, instead of 24 seconds, you got 14. I think that was a good change.
Yeah, I agree.
But other than that, I mean, once you start monkeying with it too much, it's like, all right, like it's still basketball, like it's got to be pretty sad for like Dennis Rodman. He just did an interview. I was listening to some of it, and they asked him like, "Do you watch basketball today?" And he was like, "No." It's like it's not even the same game as like I grew up playing and stuff. He was like, it's just not that fun to me because it's so much different than how I played it.
In theory, basketball seems like just the perfect sport to watch. It's fast paced, just back and forth. Like there's constant motion. It's continuous, different from football in that way. But the things that ruin basketball are the breaks in between play, the free throws, and the timeouts at the end of
Timeouts are
quarters
crazy.
and halves.
Well, they have too many fucking timeouts.
Yeah,
Too many timeouts.
Way too many timeouts.
Yeah.
Like I like that you can go strategize. Sometimes I feel like that's absolutely necessary. You see some coaches that master that, and their teams master that. And that's fun and everything, but like, bro, fucking, I
Change the 30-second timeouts to 0-second timeouts where you're just doing it to stop the clock. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I'd have to think about that more. But
I feel
so you got to do something. Like the timeouts at the end of the games are so ridiculous. And we talked about the replays before.
Oh, the replays are crazy.
Nobody wants to watch a bunch of refs replay whether something's a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2.
Oh, that's the worst because like you know what you're gonna call. Like when do they ever change it? Same with any kind of review. Like
Dude,
you're just wasting our time to look like you're trying.
I just watched a college football game, and they reviewed 4 targeting penalties in the first half. I think it was.
I saw one of them. One of them went.
It was Ole Miss versus I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah,
it was like this is so ridiculous. And honestly, they were targeting penalties, and every single one of them got ejected. But like,
damn,
yeah. But they take so long. It's like, honestly, I don't get why. Sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why you got ejected. It's enough. Like they just do it by instinct. It's not like they're trying to be punks or something.
You can't have. I mean, like the whole culture of the game, and like
they're doing it by like it's enough of a deterrent to just make it a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because you get your ass ringing for that. 15-yard fucking penalty is a huge deal. And in basketball, like I mean, flagrant 1, flagrant 2. What's the?
And if you just call it a personal foul,
and does the shots change at all, or it's just if you're ejected?
It's just if you're ejected.
Okay. Yeah. See, fuck that. That's stupid to me. Like,
so they're literally like, yeah, it's the same.
If it's an ejectable offense or not immediately, like pretty immediately.
Whatever they call on the floor is what they should stick with because that's usually what it is.
Well, yeah, like in every replay, they just like what did the ref say? What did the ump say? Okay, then go with that.
The flagrant foul stuff is just ridiculous.
I heard an interesting take actually when the Braves got screwed over on a call the other day. They said that don't show the people or don't tell the people that are making these calls. And it works for any sport. Don't tell them what the call on the field was or the call on the court was. If you want to do a review, have them go into it not knowing the call. That way, because like they're always going to agree with the call.
There you go.
To make the just
you're always gonna.
Right.
There's going to be bias.
If they do not know the call, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, well, he looks more out to me."
That's my other pet peeve. Like, I feel like the NBA does a slightly better job than the NFL of this, where like, if you're going to replay something, call it what you think it is based on the replay. Otherwise, why are we replaying?
Exactly.
If we're in the NFL, it's like 75% of the time they stick with the call. It's like why?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's now challenging? Like how often challenges? I'm gonna look that up right now because like I feel like more challenges for sure than when they just go look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, refs suck, man.
Yeah, they do. But it is also like like they're making calls. This high speed game. They're gonna.
Sorry, I'm not even gonna say refs suck, but it just seems like this is a problem in every sport where the rules committee, there's like a disconnect between the rules committee when they make the rule.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably sitting in that meeting room like, oh, this is a great idea. It's going to speed up the game.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't, it's like they can't visualize how it's going to translate to the actual court or field. And it turns into a disaster.
Just real quick, in 2019, there were 222 challenges in the NFL. 37% success rate. 83 of the 200, which is pretty shocking. 83 of the 222 challenges. That's pretty. I would have thought it'd be kind of lower, to be honest.
It's still pretty low though, because if you would think it should be above 50% because because if a coach feels compelled enough to throw the red challenge flag, that means he thinks he's right, and it means that his replay guys think he's right.
Yeah, but,
Or
how many
it's
times
like
have
a
we
Hail
voted?
Mary,
Yeah.
and it's
Okay,
like, oh,
but-
it's over.
Yeah, sure, but that represents a small
And players
percentage.
players be like, and they're like, I don't know, I'm
That's-
gonna go
that's
upstairs
true.
first.
That's
You
true.
don't really have the best. Steve Smith used to do that shit a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just like you have no way of knowing. You just feel like you caught it.
Yeah,
you feel,
exactly.
like
Exactly.
I don't know, like you got to go upstairs. But like Madden, you can't look at the replay. Like how long do you have to challenge something? Like I mean, I guess they goes right up to the play. I mean, I guess if they snap the ball
That's
quick or
right.
whatever.
You can't look at the but you can pause it and be like, do I want to challenge it?
Yeah, but like, how long do you have in like real life? The people upstairs, like, how long do they have to look at it? Do they really get a chance? To,
I mean, it depends. Like, if the
go
team
back and look at it
can
again.
rush up to the line and then it's like you don't have enough time to see it.
Sketchy plays. They're like,
No, I mean it's smart.
I do it on Madden. I'm like, go, 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 go. And then
I mean, at that point, you're just like forcing them. Like, what are you gonna do? Fuck it, throw the challenge flag.
yeah, like that would be a great chess move. Like, just like you're like, that they're wrong, and like it's not even a challengeable thing, but like you're like, go to the line, go to the line.
I would like to
should
see a
should we do it?
statistic
Waste
on
the time.
like a statistic on when the opposing team speeds up to the line. How often is the challenge correct? You know, there's probably really like when the opposing team
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
speeds up the decision making process.
Yeah, because like I mean, you can just do it to be a dick.
Corey's like, guys, shut the fuck up.
No, I'm listening. No, I'm listening.
He was glaring at us the whole Peyton Manning episode. Just like,
No, was that for real? I wasn't trying to.
I'm
No.
completely making that up. That was a lot.
No.
It's funny though.
No,
He's glaring at me now, though, boys.
I am glaring. No, the only reason why I'm glaring is because I was just listening. Like, it's kind of nice to listen.
Yeah, like I don't know. See, this is what when you're like, hey, Brandon, do you want to start? Like, this is what it would be like.
Yeah,
Off topic,
yeah, man.
all over the place.
Well, I mean, we kind of hit Shaq, you know. Like, I mean, we're
no, yeah, people are aware of shit.
Yeah, dude,
I
he
feel like.
sucks.
I feel like
No, he's
I think we
pretty
pretty
good.
much established. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, he was actually really good. Like, top 5 center all time.
yeah, but boo centers. We want shooting guards. This is 2021,
Dude.
about to be 2022.
So are we doing Magic next?
If you want.
We have done so many Lakers. People are gonna think we're Lakers fans. I think we need to spread that out.
You
just
know
a
what?
little
You're
bit.
right. You're
Like,
absolutely right.
We have
Who's
done how many Lakers now?
I feel like
4
all
at
of the
least.
Lakers.
Yeah, we like we're just going
we've
down.
done 2 Celtics, Bill Russell, and
And you
Larry
plan on
Bird.
doing the Elgin Baylor.
Yeah, we got to do Elgin
Yeah,
Baylor
so like I
eventually.
feel like but
We got to
when
hold off on
plan-
some of these old guys. Though.
Yeah, we
Corey
got.
likes the old guys.
I do love the old
He's
guys,
He's
dude.
romantic about the old.
I
guys.
am, dude, because people are like my friend Gus is like, you shouldn't count anyone who hasn't played since 2000.
hate that take.
And I was like,
Shut
bro,
up.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're a loser. We hate you on this podcast.
Yeah, like it just didn't make any
We're
sense.
You know who's been on this podcast?
Yeah.
They did a bonus episode.
Yeah, we did a
Got
bonus
that.
episode.
Corey's friend.
I just put it up on
Yeah,
iTunes.
what is a bonus episode?
They wanted to
call it a
record.
bonus episode because they're just bullshitting.
They wanted to record, so I was like, all right, fuck.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, hour and a half. I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah,
these last couple have been a little long.
They have, dude. We gotta get back to the hour and a
Yeah,
half.
we got to get back to the hour
The
and a
2
half.
hour episodes are. I mean, it's good. It means that we got a lot to say. But
Yeah, Brandon's really coming alive.
he is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm working the mic
I
correct.
hate it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. He's
Nah,
doing it.
we got a good chemistry.
Nah, dude, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Nah,
Once we
dude,
get
this podcast sucks.
Sorry, I was gassing my fantasy.
once we get Eric in here,
Dude,
we get
Yeah,
all
we gotta get all.
We'll
We
see how
have
that
4
chemistry
mics
is.
and have all the stuff. Like I've been waiting on it. Me and him are gonna just debate the shit out of each other.
Dude.
Y'all are gonna be trying to talk. We're like, no.
Eric
This is between the fill-in guys. Right?
will not return my text. So I don't know what's going on, but I'd like him to return my text. I know he's not going to get this far.
Eric, if
He'll
you're
do it.
listening, return Corey's text.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
He's worried about you.
I'm
Eric.
worried about you, Eric.
He just wants to know that you're okay.
I thought y'all were upset with me too. Like I was texting in a group chat, and neither one of y'all responded for like
Bro,
8 hours. I was like,
You're lucky. I responded early this morning.
I'm just like, oh my god, is this this podcast still a thing?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about. We've been pickleballing.
yeah, dude,
No,
we really
yeah.
have. We got to start back, dude.
Yeah, I'm ready to pickleball.
Yeah,
I got my
I'm always
pickleball
down to
paddles.
pickleball.
You know,
Yeah, Brandon's like always ready to pick.
I'm slowly transitioning this podcast into a pickleball podcast.
We'd have probably about the same amount of listeners.
We could talk about how stupid the rules are.
The rules are pretty weird. Dude, we played with Anthony, Teresa's brother, and he's pretty good. Like he wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. Like it was actually a good game because like
Anthony, if you're listening, you weren't as bad as he thought you were going to be.
No, but like like we could actually have like a game that was pretty competitive because Teresa, little not exactly a speed demon, and then Anthony's brother, and that was his first time playing, so it was like a really competitive like back and forth.
I thought we had some good games.
Yeah, dude, we did.
First day,
dude,
Marty was bringing it,
Dog, when I had to play with Teresa against y'all two, and we were 10-6, I was like, dog, I'm Brian right now. Let's make that very clear.
I saw in your eyes.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, I got a shot.
I was having a really good day that day.
Yeah, dude, you were doing good. And then Sam started getting a forehand down, and then it was like,
I feel like we're slowly starting to like pick up on the stuff. Like I feel like me and Sam, we dropped a few pounds, man. I feel like we could, mostly on my side, but as a team,
we're gonna drop those pounds as a team.
Yeah, I feel like we could be a real pickleball problem, man. All three of us, Marty and Teresa.
Marty's not bad either.
We have good like 6. So we got a couple people coming in off the pickleball bench.
Yeah, Marty's not bad either. For some reason, he still hadn't got he still hadn't got the underhand thing down, but
I'm still working on backhand. But like, nah. Yeah, on this podcast, you're about to start hearing a lot more about pickleball, so get ready for that.
Yeah, dude. We gotta play again.
Dude, everyone has definitely tuned out.
Yeah, they started talking about fucking pickleball.
What y'all doing tomorrow? Y'all trying to play pickleball tomorrow? Oh no, you got something to do tomorrow.
Dude, anybody listening to this podcast at this point is invited.
Yeah. All right,
which is
that's it for us. Tune in next week. We'll talk about.
Dude, let's do that. No,
we can't. We'll figure it out. We'll let y'all know. Actually, why don't y'all let us know? How about that? Just once. Dude. Just comment on.
Dude, I saw your comment on the last
No one responded.
Like, tell us who we should do next. It's like somebody should have responded. Like, tell them to stop.
No, we got there was one day we had a crazy amount of downloads. I was like, what's going on? So,
yeah, we need y'all to pick it up on the comments.
All right.
Making us look bad.
It's been a pleasure, and